Welcome friends to today's training session. My name is Martin and I'm going to teach you how to fight one technique at a time. We are not following a certain system or style because fighting doesn't have a brand. It's about mechanics, tactics and understanding better what you're doing. Today's combination is going to be with a huge baseball bat and it's going to look like this. We start in a ready position. A downward swing, load to low position, step, reload with a block, punch to the side. This is today's combination. So you need a certain tool to work with. If you have a baseball bat for length and for weight, that's perfect. You could also use something like this. This is a tube from a cleaning device I have at home. It is way lighter and more jiggly, but you can do the same kind of motions with it, obviously not in the same impact. But since we're going slow and controlled in order to learn the motions properly, that's fine. Get your tool, come back to your training position, and remember, every time we're working with an object in our homes, pay respect to your environment, don't break your stuff, pay respect to yourself, don't injure yourself with the tool. Also be mindful of today's physical condition. Maybe there's some limitation, maybe something hurts. Go in a pace that is adequate for your current state of mind and physique. We're going to do a certain mobilization exercise as always in order to check in and to prepare our body for today's practice. So you're going to start in a tall standing position, pick up your right foot and rotate couple of times to each direction. Doesn't matter which one you start with. Then you do the same thing with the other foot. Always a couple of times in each direction. Switch back and forth. Now the same with the knees. Go gentle, go slow. This is about checking in, how you're feeling today. Now the same with the hips. And it's about preparing for the practice ahead. Of course, switch directions here too. Maybe you feel something today that is not optimal. Stand tall now and now just shoulders left to right. So you rotate your spine. And always be kind to yourself. Go at the level that you can do today. Now the wrists, of course both directions, the elbows, the shoulders, and last but not least, the neck. Look to the bottom, look to the ceiling, up and down. And left to right. Okay, get your tool you want to practice with today. This is a relatively long bat. It's about 80 centimeters and it's quite heavy. It's like 800 grams. So I'm grabbing with my dominant hand as close to the end of the bat as I can, and my non-dominant hand is on top. Since we're going to practice both sides as always, I'm starting with the right, and then for the other side I'm going to take my left, my non-dominant hand in the same positioning, just switch the hands. We're going to start right hand on the bottom, right foot in front. The bat is on your shoulder. So the bottom part of the bat is pointing towards the opponent. Imagine a laser pointer coming out of the bat is pointing towards my opponent. Not upwards like this, but straight forward. And from here we're going to do the first strike. So it's extension of the hip, extension of the arms, and here comes a pulling motion. I pull downwards from my shoulders and from my arms and use that to flick the bat forward. So it's a bit like this, and at the same time rotating, and I use my arms to pull downwards. I'm starting on my right upper shoulder and I would be ending up on my left lower hip, kinda. So I'm striking here. The alignment in the wrist is very important. I'm not doing this. You see my hands are overextended now. Here. The bat hits after my hands already passed the target. So if I'm striking towards the camera, now I would hit, but you can see my hands are far beyond already. It's not this. This is a very bad alignment. So from here, hip rotation, downward pull from the arms, flick in the wrists, and strike. This is a quite powerful strike. You hit temple, jaw, side of the neck or the arms, and you pull through downwards. From here, we're just gonna stop for the moment. Downwards. I like to do it with a step. In this case, I'm gonna take a small step back so I can create some distance afterwards. I'm gonna do it towards the camera. From here, down. Down. You see the rotation here, the pull of the arms, the flick of the wrist, and the downward step. The bat is heavy, I'm just gonna let it fly. But I need to have structure in my joints, in my body to make that possible. We're going to do this for 10 times, slow and controlled. Be mindful of your motion, of your body and of your environment. The baseball bat makes you honest because there's quite a lot of weight. You have to have solid motion and you feel any tiny mistake very fast. So right foot in front, right hand is dominant down on the bat, left is supportive. 10 strikes from your upper right to your lower left. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we switch to the left. So the left hand is now acting as the dominant one, close to the bottom of the bat. Right hand is supportive. The whole thing is leaning on the left shoulder and the left leg is leading. The non-dominant hand feels super weird to work with weapons, but I recommend to do it from the beginning to get used to it. So do exactly the same thing 10 times with the left. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. We now ended the strike in a very unhelpful position. Because if I pass by, I'm going to show you with my left so you can see better, if I do not hit my opponent and now my bat is in this position, here I cannot really use it. I would have to reload in some way now to strike again. So the standard option is you strike and you immediately reload into a ready position. We did not do this right now, we just strike and down. From here, I have to move in some capacity to come back. And this is the next step we're going to do. Is we're entering from this pointed guard. It's almost like a fencer, but it's low, and we're going to step the bat forward. Just because this is an object for hitting doesn't mean the step is quite useful. It's good for gauging distance, for sudden surprise attacks, and to set up another part of the combination. We're going to do this thrusting motion individually first, and then we're going to combine the downward attack with the thrust that we just did. So I'm going to switch back to my right hand. Left is here. The right leg is leading, and the bat is an extension of my pelvis, and there is solid space between my elbow and my hips. So I'm not tight, I'm extended. And if I'm going to thrust from here, from this low position, I go high, I lean a bit forward, I raise my arms, and I can even do a step. It's a bit like an uppercut from here, only that I'm not having this twisting motion because I have both hands on the bat. So from here, thrust. can go to the jaw, to the throat, every part of the face, or just the body as well. I like to have this slight upwards angle because from this low guard, it's not that visible and it's a quite fast attack. And from there, of course, again, reloading, doing something else. Footwork is important. You're going to push forward from the back foot and extend a little bit from the front foot. Outwards and back for now. Again, like a punch, but the analogy would be a jab. Out and back. Right? So you have the upward motion and the front back motion, both combined with a thrust with the baseball bat. Gauge the distance. If I'm just extending, I'm not hitting, I have to lean in and do a tiny step. And we're going to do this for 10 times now. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Obviously we switched. Left hand down, right hand support, left leg is leading, exactly the same thing. Get ready for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Let's go back to the right hand. Now we're going to combine. We have the downward strike and we ended up in this low position. So from here, downward strike, low position. Now I'm going to pull my left hip forward. For the strike, use the right hip to accelerate and then you push the left hip forward for this low ready position. High ready, strike, left hip back, and from here extend into the thrust. So it's not a 1-2 combination. There's a very tiny moment of break in between, but that is also to check in on your opponent. One solid hit with this, it's probably done. But if you need to follow up, the hit wasn't solid. So maybe he evaded, maybe you didn't hit properly. Check the distance, follow up with a thrust. So we're going to do high ready on the right, right hip forward, the arms extend, downward strike, you pass the target, now you push the left hip forward, low ready position in the middle, extend to a thrust. And of course we're going to do this 10 times combined, but first take a look at it again, watch my hips. So here I'm extending the right, reload, step into. So it's this, here, middle, and then into it. Right hand controls the weapon, right foot is leading, the whole thing on the right shoulder, downward strike, reload, step. Get ready for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's switch to the left. Left hand is controlling the weapon, right hand support, left leg leading to the front. Downward strike, reload from the other side, forward step. Get ready for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very, very nice. After the thrusting motion, we're going to reload with a block. Because if the fight is still ongoing, there's a high chance of something coming back towards me. We did one solid strike, followed up with a solid thrust. If both did not diminish the other's capability of hurting you, add some defensive layers. So from this thrusting motion, I'm gonna throw my left hip forward again to reload with a blocking motion. My hands are quite high. The angle of the weapon is towards the ground, so everything that comes here slides off, and I'm pushing it in front of me, so my head drops behind. It's a bit, again, like an uppercut. So I'm punching uppercuts here, slightly to the side. If I'm doing it towards the camera, you see my hands are a bit to the right. It's not like this. I don't want to block with my hands, I want to block with the middle part of the weapon. Here, and this is what we're going to use as a reload for the next strike as well. But first, there's a roof block. It is important that you're hiding your face behind the weapon and that the block comes in a solid, fluid motion. It's more like punching against the other person's attack instead of holding the weapon just there. So again, from here, we just did a step and a pull up in a strong fashion. Show you a couple of times from the front. Here. So now we're just doing the load up motion. So from the extended position, we just load up. Just load up. But you see the hip rotation. I'm raising my hands up high. I'm pulling my hip back in, and here I have a solid structure throughout my whole body so I can hit afterwards. More on that in a second. So we're just going to reload. Right hand is leading, right foot is leading. The weapon is already extended. We just did the thrust. And from here, reload into the roof block for 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Left hand is leading, right hand is supporting, left foot in front. We just did the thrust. Now reload into the roof block. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's combine our 3 steps so far. Downward strike, reload, thrust forward, reload with a block. Relatively simple if we put it like this, right? You see that I'm almost pulling my body inwards. If I'm thrusting and now I get attacked, probably go in, finish the job afterwards. The other option would of course be thrusting, go out, then I can reload in another way, get ready for strike. But the combination we're going to do today, downward strike, reload, thrust, reload with a block. Until here. One more time, then we do it together. Right hand on the weapon, right foot is leading, downward strike, right to left, put it in the middle, thrust, roof block to reload. 10 times, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's switch. Left hand controls the weapon, right hand support, left leg is leading, starting on the left shoulder. The same thing the other way around. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Final strike. Then we build it into the whole combination. So we just did the roof block. From here, easy option is to do the same downward strike again that we did before, but I want to add variety. So what we're going to do is a sideways snap. Sideways means, of course, right to left on the same elevation, and snap means I'm going out and back on my shoulder. So we end on exactly the same position as we started. We load up, and now this is the most complicated part. From here, I'm rotating my right hip, flicking my wrists. But important, it's not a Filipino martial style abanico. It's not like this. Now the alignment in my wrist is broken. This is heavy. I will not hold it. I need to have proper alignment. It's going forward. It's like a sword of swords. If I'm blocking here and now I want to cut, I will lead with the blade. Abanico would be this with the side. And this is simply not productive. So what you want to do, roof block, strike to the side. And you can see the alignment in my wrist. I'm pulling the bed. It's the same as the downward strike, only sideways. The second I hit, I'm going to snap back. So you can either follow through or snap back, and now we'll do a snap back. So from here and back. And it's actually a very fast rotation. It gives the weapon huge amount of power because you load it up. My whole body is like a coil. It's like ready to go. Snap to the other side. Step back, ready. So we're going to start after this roof block and back. This going back is quite important to activate your core. There's so much weight in this weaponry that if I'm just using my hands, I'm going to stick here. And if I'm not following through, the other guy has an option. So from here, core and back. See, I have a whole rotation here, back and forward. We're going to start from the roof block position. Rotate your right hip forward, do the flick in the wrist, solid hit, activate your core, go back for 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch to the other side. Left hand dominates, right hand supports, left leg is leading. Roof block, snap from left to right. 10 times, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Time for the full combination. Right hand dominates to begin with, right leg leads. Ready, position high. Strike downwards, reload into the thrust, roof block, step to the side, step out. Being fluent with this amount of weight and motion is very important. You see the breaks in between are very minute. I'm using my hip rotation and my steps to reload my weapon and to go into the next attack immediately. This is not easy, but this is why baseball bat training makes you honest, because it forces good mechanics. Go slow, go controlled, take your time. This is not easy, but it's very effective. Again, the whole thing to the camera, slowly. Down, reload, thrust, reload, snap to the side, back to the starting position. We do this for 10 times each side. Final combination for today. Control your breath, control your mind. Pay attention to what you're doing. Go on the level that's adequate for you today. 10 times. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's switch sides. Left hand dominates, the right hand controls. Left leg is leading the whole thing on the other side. Deep breath and get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Put your weapon to the side. Come to a gentle standing position. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. The first is to calm your body and your mind. Working with a tool can be exhausting. It's heavy, you feel your body. I'm sweating a little bit. Even though it's not a physical practice, it gets physical quite fast. So the first breath to calm your body, calm your mind. Nervous system control, dysregulation of your arousal state that allows for calm mind, and calm mind fights best. The second breath is to integrate what you learned here today with what you already know. You don't want islands of technique, you want integrated knowledge. So remember what you already know, put it together. And the third is to be grateful for you. You showed up today, you practiced. This can never be about perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. It's about progression. You showed up today, you practiced. Whether it was awful or great doesn't matter, because you are better today than you were yesterday. So be grateful for showing up today. 3 deep breaths. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I do these training classes live, Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. Join, practice with me from striking to kicking to wrestling to weapons, fighting in all shapes, and we'll learn one technique at a time. If you're interested in these workouts, I already have quite a lot on my YouTube. Check them out, practice for yourself. Let me know what you like most and we can do more of that in the future. For everybody who's in stream, we're going to add a tutorial, more in-depth about the characteristics of a baseball bat and how to utilize a tool like that. In stream, you always get this extra bit of knowledge. If you're interested in the tutorials when you watch it later, check out my Patreon. It's an in-depth analysis and training manual of violence. You will get strong very fast. If Patreon is too much of an ask, leave a like, leave a follow. I'm very grateful for everyone who shows up. Thank you so much and see you on the next one. Okay friends, let's talk about the characteristics of a baseball bat. This is a very long weapon and it's a quite heavy and dense one. I still can wield it with one hand, but I wouldn't do it. Only in certain tactical scenarios when I'm fighting here now I want some extra reach, so I'll go one-handed. But to have control over this weapon, two hands is quite recommended. There's a pommel at the end, so I could even hold it with two fingers. Again, tactical variation, not basic recommendation. I like to grab with my fist here, with my non-dominant to support here. Now I have a lot of reach. If I'm grabbing somewhat higher, here I'm not hitting, here I am, because I'm losing reach to gain more leverage. This is not an X. So just to compare, if I have something like this is quite heavy. This one I wouldn't hold at the end, this one I would hold here, so I have the options to use the weight of the blade more appropriately. But this is a bat, this is a bludgeon, an impact tool. So of course I want to hit with the last part. He has the most weight, he is very dense, and because of the length and the leverage I have the highest acceleration. So basic grip down here, both hands. You have a high ready position. You could have a low ready position here or here. I personally don't like them so much because I'm losing a little bit of grip, but it's quite possible. Or just somewhere in the middle. Those are the ones I like the most. Somewhere in the middle or loaded up on the shoulders. And from here you can start playing around. Maybe you move somewhere here. Maybe you're a little bit higher. Right? But it's like a guard in boxing. You flow through different positions and are always ready to strike. So you want to hit mostly with this part, and it's about getting a lot of weight behind it. This is not a blade, so I cannot do this. This will not be pleasant for the other person, but it will not be that dangerous. If there were a blade, that would already be dangerous. What I want to do is this. And even in this intensity, this is like not even 5% of my speed or my strength, but you can see and hear what kind of impact that creates because of the density and the leverage of the tool. This is a quite effective weapon. So when I hit, the most basic strikes are high to low. It's like the classical X, right? Left to right. That could even be done on a lower elevation. Could even be done to the legs and top to bottom. Top to bottom is very nice if you're aiming for the collarbones or the hands or as a defensive motion, because this kind of fighting means you're in a very dangerous encounter. Otherwise you would never do something like this, right? That means you're getting attacked. Okay, if we're adding the most basic blocks, which is the roof block up high and the wiper block in the middle between us, I have connectors. So roof block is for something up down and maybe the angle wants a bit wiper block is for left to right. If there's a hit towards the leg, I'm mostly just evading by stepping. Because blocking low like this is possible, but it's not fun. It's not easy, it's not fun, and most of the time it's unnecessary. So we have a block here, and we could follow up by a sideways strike. We have a block here, and we could follow up by a downward strike. We have a jumping backwards, and we could follow up by high to low. If you're adding thrusts in the mix, we're here can thrust, which are mostly done either to penetrate the other opponent's defenses, to set up feints, or to gauge the distance. So it can be here, I thrust, now I create some distance, I thrust and immediately go into a sideways strike. Those are just some basic ideas what you can use. Do not forget that you have close range options. So if you go both hands, you can smash this, and this into the opponent's face, and you can use this, of course, to set up for different kinds of striking, like here, step out, finish. So the close range and the long range is connected, the blocks and the attacks are connected. Most important concepts, in my opinion, are the transformers. So from one motion to another, because this thing is so heavy, you have to watch out that you're not doing this, and now you're stuck here. That's the moment where you will get attacked. So if I'm striking high to low, from here I have to find a way to reload immediately. I'm going to show you from the side, high to low, maybe I missed. Now I need to find a way to pull the weight back up. And it's almost always, not always, but almost always in one big circle, one small circle motion. So if I'm doing a left high to low right strike, you see the big circle, right? It's this very big circular motion here. And now I'm going to flip my wrist and do a small circle on the other side. It's a bit like an 8. One circle is small, the other one is big. So here's the big circle to hit, small circle to reload. Big circle to hit, small circle to reload. And this is about flexibility in the waist. It's a bit like a drummer without losing control of the weapon. You see I can do this kind of motion and then still go into a very solid strike very fast. So being loose, blocking, stabbing, striking, reloading, and of course footwork. So you have a very solid core rotation that allows you to use this weapon, but you need to be able to go from one strike to another fluently, because if you're just doing one strike and you're not hitting, the other person will try to hit you. So from strike to block, from block to strike, from strike to strike, core activation. This thing is heavy and it flies fast, but it has a long trajectory, so you need to know how to shorten the trajectory and pull it back into another strike. It's a little bit like 1-2 actions in boxing. If I do one, now my strike is flying like there. I could do strike and back. This is possible because I have more core strength than weight in my fist, but I can do one and immediately two. So the 2 is pulling myself backwards because 1-2, 1-2. And with the bat, I'm kind of doing the same. 1-2. Whether I go into another strike or into a block or just into a reload. So to think about it, we have a grip, we have ready positions, we have strikes, we have blocks, we have connectors between strikes, core activation, and from there you can play around. Add footwork, add evasions, do combinations with that. I highly recommend getting a bat, going out in the park so you're not trashing your home and just playing around with it. Just starting to do some simple striking combinations, letting the arms fly, have a solid structure in the wrist. Why is baseball bat fighting in general important? Firstly, it's a tremendously effective weapon. But are you carrying a baseball bat? Can you improvise one under stress? Who knows? But secondly, and in the end that's my main reason for doing it, if you practice baseball bat, it forces good mechanics. If you box, you can do this. It's like shitty mechanics, my guard is not there, I have no rotation. But if I practice baseball bat, I would start to strike like this. My guard is up and I have rotation here because I'm used to the weight. I cannot do this with a bat, I have to do this. And it forces me to do my strikes more solid. So baseball bat is a very honest teacher because it is so heavy. It probably goes for sword, for axe as well. Weaponry in general forces good mechanics, and I do love the weight of the baseball bat because it teaches you a lot. So far from introductions for baseball bat. If you have any questions, hit me up. And in the future, we're going to follow up with more detailed explanation for individual techniques. Thank you so much for being here. See you on the next one.